candidly put that there's very little fiscal space for expansion. Very little. And this is how. Now, government is going to spend in excess of 30 billion Ghana cedis on servicing existing debts. All right. Now, out of that, they are going to spend about 7 billion in interest payments. Now, the other component is that they are spending in excess of another 35 billion on wages. If you put these 2 to 3 together, you are hitting upper 70s.
And the wage bill, though, I mean, just to chip in on that, yes. It's always been that way. We've always had issues with our wage bill.
Yes,
and
so
even paying public service.
Yeah, so always been. So you expect government to, for instance, reduce the number of presidential staffers it appoints, run a lean executive government, but the president is still top heavy. The presidency is still top heavy because you check from the budget and they are still recruiting more presidential staffers. So it doesn't give you hope that this is a government that is thinking of cutting down costs in terms of operating the executive.
Someone will say, let's be blunt, someone will say, I hear presidential staffers.
No,
how many are they? How much is their toll on the wage bill? Looking at the numbers.
Let me demonstrate this. Last year, the allocation to the Office of Government Machinery was about 2.3 billion.
Right.
This year, it's about 3.3 billion.
So about an increment of 1.1 billion.
Thank you. So it is not an ahia matter. That's a very serious matter. Now, how much do they intend to spend on U-Start? Is it not 1 billion?
Yeah.
So
the correlation is...
Yes. So that is the equivalent. Within a year, government is allocating an increase in expenditure for the presidency by 1 billion. And they say government is telling the country that it intends to spend only 1 billion on developing 1 million young entrepreneurs. So the picture should be glaring. So if they cut down, if they are not intended to increase presidential staffers, we'll have 1 billion from there to be able to do this without borrowing.
Now, are you suggesting government, the executive, is being inconsiderate, insensitive when it comes to the plight of the author?
Indeed, yes. Otherwise, why would the president, for example, continue to charter flights when we have a presidential jet sitting down?
But we've been given reasons for that. We've been told about the state of the Falcon that we would be using.
As for reasons, you'll be given reasons. As for reasons, you'll be given reasons. But like we say in law, are they reasonable?
Are the reasons reasonable?
Are they justifiable?
So when you're told by Eugene Ahin and the other cohorts in the party that it's not fit for purpose in certain ways, and so when the president is traveling within our region, he uses it, doesn't he?
Did you believe?
But when he's going outside of the continent, he has to charter a
how
flight.
would the presidential staffers even use such an expression that it is not fit for purpose? Do you know the meaning of fit for purpose? You do. And the president flies our presidential jet. And the presidential staffer says that it is not fit for purpose for our president to fly in. Why do you give it to your colleague to fly in then?
Again, when George Oppong uses it, it's within Africa, which is the context that they have set.
But how is the airspace different? Why is the airspace in Africa different from the airspace in Africa?
The numerous points of refueling and even some incidents that have happened in the past. So
you are too smart to buy some of these roadside reasons. These are pedestrian reasons. They simply want to justify chartering flights for the presidency. But the reasons are not justifiable.
Okay, so basically the bottom line is, if the executive wanted to tighten its belt and move along with the times we are in, COVID-19 and the impact on economies across the world, they would be doing better, not expanding their budget, but shoring.
Let me demonstrate another. If you check their media review budget, this government said they spent That's page 74. The media, which is still running.
Right.
The media budget review is still running.
It still is running.
Yes.
Because this other one gets...
It will terminate on 31st December. Government, for instance, says, under judicial service, resource the courts and offices with PPEs. How much? So much millions.
Can you quote the figure there?
Yes. That's about 8 million. Now, how are we able to ascertain this? That the courts receive so much PPEs from the government. We've been asking for an audit of the COVID-19 expenditure for 2020. You're not getting feedback from